Aloha and welcome to a brand new History Day year. I'm so excited about debate and diplomacy. It's a topic that I've had students work on before, and this is a fun one. This is a fun one because you get both ends of the scale. You get the argument or the letters on one side, and you get the peace making on the other side. So this is a fun topic. Devin, can we go to the next slide? The first thing that you're going to need to do is you need to get out that theme sheet that National has put out and study it. I underline it and read right from it where it says what do you call the definitions are. And it says that debates are formal or informal meetings where people argue opposing views. Some debates involve two sides, while others involve three or more perspectives. Okay, so that's one end of the angle. It could even be, believe it or not, a debate could be just a letter. It could be marches, it could be violence, it could be lots of things, but that's what a debate is. And then diplomacy usually involves negotiating, compromising, and communicating with people or nations to find a non-violent solution. And that's what we're going to be studying this year. We're going to be looking at both ends of that. Go ahead, Devin. After you study that, we highly recommend that you create a calendar using the Hawaii History Day dates so that you can lock in what you need. Go ahead, Devin. This is a calendar that I give the teachers. It kind of gives you an interesting fact about what you as a student will be learning also. You'll be learning primary and secondary resources this year. You'll be learning how to do a bibliography, whether it's Chicago or MLA. You're going to do analysis and you're going to go deep into analysis. Then you're going to write an essay. And then you get to choose. Is it going to be an exhibit, a performance, an essay, a website, or a documentary? You're going to learn a lot this year. And I want to just say that I have a testimony of this program that it really works. And if you do this program with us, you're going to find that college is so easy. My students all said that college was way easier than doing a History Day project. Go ahead, Devin. I also have online a tentative kind of a schedule that I gave my students. Every teacher has to look at it themselves and plot in their own dates. But here, you know, you should have some kind of calendar of when everything is due. Go ahead, Devin. We have, and Devin's going to bring it up. Right now, it's 15 pages. Every single day, we are adding to it. We're adding topics for Hawaii and lots of suggestions. Each of these have a link to a web page that will give you more information about topics. Go ahead, Devin. I'm going to give you some hints. The first one is that judges do prefer Chicago, especially if you choose the essay category. We highly recommend that you use the Chicago. MLA is accepted, and if you're doing an exhibit and documentary and you're doing it in MLA, the judges will not knock you off at all for any of those. So it's really the essay that needs to have it to be Chicago or Turabian. Next. Another helpful hint, I believe that the first thing that you need to do as a student is decide how you're going to manage. I prefer the accordion folder because you can just drop all kind of papers in. Well, I used to believe in that, but now as I'm doing research, I just make sure that I have my Google app up and I'm dropping everything onto Google app. And we do have some templates that can help you get through Google apps if you're struggling with that. Lots of teachers want you to do note cards. So note cards is really important. Next. As a student, I highly recommend that you put together your own calendar, putting in all the due dates and especially all your extracurricular activity, so that you know that if you have a soccer practice and everything is due the next day, you might need to put the due date for your history day a day before your soccer practice or your soccer game or whatever you have. So go ahead, next. One of the top things that I believe a student needs to do is when the teacher is talking, make sure that you are listening to what she says and ask questions in class until it is clear. Sometimes students feel so uncomfortable because they think their question is stupid, but it is better to know upfront that you understand what you are talking about and it is clear, even if you have to keep asking the question again, so that the teacher and you are on the same page. Next. When narrowing down your topic, you need to think about history versus it being a current event. And there is no true date that it says it's current event or history, but we have a rule that says if it's more than 20 years, it's likely to be history versus a current event. Next. When you're looking at your topics, make sure that you're finding enough resources. And one little hint with that is, if you are struggling to find resources, email us at historyday@highhumanities.org and we can see if we can help you find something. We will not accept an email that says, hi, my name is John. I'm working on Martin Luther King. Can you send me all the information you know about Martin Luther King? But if you have a question in a certain particular area, we can look for resources and people to help you find particular areas. Then you need to make sure that it's significant. Does it connect to a bigger theme like healthcare or fishing rights versus something very small? One more, Devin. And do you like it? If you don't like it, this is a year-long project. If you don't like it, get rid of it as soon as possible. Another grateful, helpful hint, and this is my favorite. A librarian is your best friend. Bring that librarian treats, do what you can to make them happy. Meet up with a librarian. Librarians want to help you. Find librarians, go after them, make them your best friend. You'll be glad you did. Next. We have some templates. This one came from National, and you can get it right off of the National website, and actually we also have it on ours. This is a great one to start. Next. This template was designed by Amy Boning from Mililani High School. I've added a little bit of different questions to make it to fit the debate and diplomacy. This happens to be my favorite one because in a nutshell, you can find the project and do your project real quickly to see if it's good enough to do. The other thing I like to do is when I had students, I would give them 5, 10 of these and have them put all the topics that they're interested in the top and see if they can briefly fill this out. The other thing that I like about this one is if you can completely fill this out, you're going to find that you're going to have a thesis ready to go. Next. In 2011, National History Day put together this debate and diplomacy hint. Here's another great one to start with. It kind of gives you the debate and the diplomacy side, and it talks about the topic, the successes, the failures, and the consequences that you're going to be looking for. Next. Another template that we have is this one. It kind of puts everything in a big place, and it uses Amy Boning's famous, I want to call it spices, where it brings it out so that you want to make sure in this one that you fill at least 3 of the S, I, P, C, or E. If you can fill out 3 of those, then you know that you also have a great topic. Go ahead, Devin. If you have any questions, I'm going to say, please contact us at, Hawaii History Day at highhumanities.org for help. We're here to help you. And again, we will not help you if you ask us, I want to do a project, can you give me all the information? But when you're starting to get stuck and you really need some help, we are here to help you. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the time, I guess, back to Shannon, and then Shannon will go over to Devin. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Dory.